Okay, so songs, I don't know who we're doing, but songs we have were Past in the Sky by Metric, Catch and Release by Silver Sun Pickups, and Crawl by Stained. Who are we doing? We did Pisces already. Capricorn. How did I know? How did I know that was going to happen? Capricorn, it's your turn. Oh man, have we been waiting or what? We're going to do past, present, future spread. We're going to do our I Am Power Pack affirmation. And then we're going to do some magnetic poetry for you. We're going to use the Joie de Vivre Tarot by Paulina Cassidy. Tell me where your Capricorn placement is. You're probably watching if you're a sun sign, Cap, but you can always check out where your rising moon and Venus sign is by going to a place like Cafe Astrology. One sec. And if you hadn't noticed, I'm at my desk in my office. I don't have anything behind me because it's in the corner. And I kind of like, I've been saying to the other signs, I kind of like some symmetry. So I have to get some things on the walls, but probably not going to have anything behind me. And I buy a window. There's that too. Let's find out what your affirmation is. Cap, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do you need to know for July? This is your July read. Oh, I am healthy. Ooh, we got two. I am healthy and I am someone who makes a difference. Yeah. I am healthy and I am someone who makes a difference. You might be somebody born right around Christmas because, you know, Christmas colors. But you are healthy and you're someone who makes a difference. So you might be concentrating a lot right now on your health or improving your health in some way. Either taking up a new health regimen, new fitness routine. You could be changing your diet. You could also be looking at how you can look at your mental or spiritual health in some way. You could be like me and constantly tackling the feat that is quitting smoking. But then also, I'm someone who makes a difference, right? Trying to make a difference in some way. Yeah, always. And I think that it's interesting because Capricorns are on a constant journey of self-improvement. So at least I am. But I'm a second decan Capricorn, so that's just the way it works. That's the way I roll. Let's see what your past, present, and future energy is for the month. And, you know, in the comments, please tell me, are there other spreads that you would like to see? I do have other ways that I do the cards. I just know that this is one that I like for reading dignities and all that kind of stuff. And especially for being used to doing one on camera, because camera work when you're reading tarot can be, there's always a little bit of anxiety. There's always a little bit of a confidence thing that has to do with it, all right? And I do apologize. I did take some time off to focus on myself, to focus on my health. I also went to Mexico. You can say hi to one of the things that I got when I was in Mexico. We haven't figured out a name for her yet. You can also comment what you think I should name this gal. But yeah, it was a good trip. Well deserved and much needed. But yeah, so me and my significant other went to Mexico. It was fun. At the back of the bar in the basement. And then guess the lure was enough, I'm hearing, from that Catch and Release song. Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's go. Let's do a twist for fairness. Okay, all right, Capricorn. So lure was enough. Okay. You might think that you've known me forever just because you know my name. Okay. Let's see. In the recent past for you, Cap, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And if you've watched me before, I only take flippers and jumpers, and I never take more than 3 at a time. Let's see here. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I only take, yeah, okay, here we go. King of Pentacles in the reverse with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Virgo energy, Taurus energy. Here you go. We already have it kicking off. A feeling of a lack of stability. Could be in your home space, but also I'm seeing the heart there. Feeling like a head over heart decision or being head over heels for somebody, but not necessarily feeling stable with your finances. And then also a little bit of stagnant energy. Normally this would be somebody who's moving along in a strategic, methodical action forward towards something on the tangible plane, material wise. But feeling like a lack of stability as far as your profession goes, that's definitely something that's coming up here. Stagnant, stuck, feeling like you can't necessarily get your bearings and maybe invest in your home the way you would normally like to. Just feeling knocked for a loop, I'm getting. Knocked for a loop. As if you can't put the positive energy and investment into your home, but you also cannot take those steps towards something like your legacy or something that you can touch, taste, see, and feel of worth, right? Let's see what else we have here for you. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay. Somebody is communicating something of worth to you. There's also, like I said, with the communication there, could be through written communication. You could be getting a lot of messages from someone. They're very small. Could be apologies, sweet little words, sweet nothings even. But somebody is saying something to you that is emotionally dear and sweet at this time. Could be words of encouragement even that you're getting to kind of keep going strong during the past, that even though you're not necessarily feeling as grounded as you would like, thank you, grounded, a lack of feeling grounded, to keep going. Words of encouragement, small, sweet words of encouragement coming to you. Things that help you feel the urge to continue on with your goals. What else do you have here? Pages are also children, so it could be water sign children, but I'm seeing this more as words of encouragement. And even apologies, just little things that mean something emotionally to you. And I think they're tying back to the fact that you're not feeling grounded, you're not feeling stable, you don't feel that you have anything worth or worthy to bring to the table as far as investing in your home or in your goals, especially professionally. Let's see. And I think the thing is that Capricorns often, when things aren't necessarily going the way they want in their career, they're not feeling that they can invest something of worth in their home, that it can be very discouraging, right? So it's always something beautiful when you can get that. Keep going, hey, you know? So let's see what else. What else for you, Capricorn? Oh, we have a flipper. The King of Wands in the reverse, yeah. And as a result, feeling a lack of passion. Leo energy could be dealing with a Leo who is feeling like you got somebody stealing the spotlight, or there's jealousy or loss of temper here. But this is feeling as if you're not in control or inspired also. That fire energy, but the fixed fire energy, feeling a lack of stability with your creative endeavors too, lack of inspiration, the lack of ability to kind of stand up and take some time in the sun or in the spotlight. As a result, kind of feeling like kind of hiding away from the spotlight, shying away from the spotlight at this time, shying away from attention. But like I also said, it could also be a loss of temper. It could be encountering a Leo individual who loses their temper, is irrational. It could also be somebody who is kind of out in the forefront and attention whoring, thirst trapping, that kind of stuff, stealing the spotlight, or isn't necessarily feeling themselves as if they're in a space of creativity. Because I'm focusing kind of on you here, this could be energy that you're feeling, especially since we have the King of Coins in the reverse and the Knight of Coins in the reverse with it. So just kind of feeling as if you're shying away from the spotlight is something I definitely get here, especially as a result of you not feeling grounded, not feeling inspired, and not feeling as if you want people to see you in this moment because you're not in a space where you're feeling successful, right? Yeah. What else? In the past, it's funny because I just saw the Six of Wands in the upright. So and it's coming. Knight of Wands in the upright, though. So you do have somebody who is taking passionate action towards you nonetheless. And that could also be a piece of encouragement for you, is that even though you're feeling like shying away from the spotlight, somebody's kind of charging in towards you and kind of pulling you into the spotlight, saying you need to take a bow, move forward towards your goals. This could be somebody with Sagittarius energy, definitely on that, but somebody who is kind of charging forward towards you with passion action. Some people like to call that who is it? I can't remember his name. I think it's Tarot Mike or something like that. But he talks about the fire pony, that guy who kind of charges in and he's super, super stoked on whoever he's charging in towards. But this could also be your energy. It's kind of like a knee-jerk, a backlashy type of thing where it's like all of a sudden you burst forth. But I think this is somebody else. I think this is somebody else who's saying, F that. You're going to come out. You're going to take your bow. You need to charge forward, like that rage against the dying of the light. Yeah. Sorry about my nails. I'm taking a little time off from doing my nails because it's the summer. And, you know, I need some time. I need some time to get some things sorted. Okay, what else? Okay. Ace of Cups in the reverse. A lack of new beginning in a relationship of sorts. Doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but they're kind of pulling you forward, even though you might not necessarily be feeling in the recent past, like rekindling, like it's almost like it's either new or renew in a sense of emotional relationship, but you're not feeling like beginning something in either a romantic sense or with a relationship of emotional fulfillment. Somebody's charging towards you, trying to drag you out. It could be also trying to drag you out, like, hey, come on, let's go out for drinks or whatever, but you're saying no. There's a lack of beginning here in the emotional realm. Even though somebody's trying to get you to come out and they're charging towards you with that passionate energy, but you're kind of, they could also be calling you a stick in the mud. But again, I think it's because you're not feeling grounded. You're not feeling like you're providing where you once would. And you're feeling stagnant, right? And you can have all that encouragement, but you're just not feeling like yourself. You're not feeling styling. And you're shying away from the attention that you normally would be okay with. And I don't necessarily think all Capricorns want all the attention all the time. So somebody's kind of coming out and trying to drag you out, and you're kind of like, I don't necessarily... You're trying to find the key to it yourself. What is the key to kind of becoming inspired to do that? You see the key there? I'm drawn to that. But it's kind of, you need a minute to kind of get back into that lust for life energy. Yeah. What else we have? So in the present for you, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I haven't done a Capricorn read in a while, it seems. So let's see what else. What else do I have here for you, Capricorn? Seven of Cups. There are options that you have in the present. I think this has to do with your stability and with how you can enrich your home life to bring about warmth in the hearth and home, but also how you can move forward to get out of the stagnance. You're a little weary of building castles in the sky, but you do realize that you do have choices that you have to survey, and that they would be of emotional fulfillment to you, especially with that King of Coins and the Knight of Coins in the reverse there. You do understand where you do have options that will bring about a sense of action, but also a sense of groundedness and stability for you in your home space, and with your monetary growth, with bringing about a new path towards legacy and with something on the tangible plane. It could be, it's really screaming to me about job opportunity, about the fact that you have more avenues available to you than you may be aware of in the past, or that you've been kind of closed-minded to those. but you do have options that you're surveying in the present as far as that goes. You're probably being shy and quiet about them, but also potentially, I'm hearing it, participating in negative self-talk or self-limiting beliefs when it comes to that stuff. Or just a feeling that you're not quite ready to take action forward on them. There's a reticence to participate in trying out new things in the professional sense, it seems. You understand that something has to give because you do need to invest more in your home space and in bringing about more comfort in that home space for yourself, and in bringing yourself out of that stuck feeling. But it's about you actually indulging in those, or entertaining the opportunities. It's almost like you can see them, but you may not necessarily be indulging in them at this moment in time. Yeah. At the same time, you understand that it means that you will have to walk away from something that has brought you some financial security. Getting out of a stuck state means change, and in order to in order to participate in these options, you have to walk away from something to go towards a greater good, to exercise self-love. I don't think you feel that where you're at right now, because it is a feeling of stagnancy that you've been engaged in for quite some time. It's not providing you with the personal growth and the professional growth that you have been very passionate about in the past. You're being encouraged to step outside of your comfort zone, and you're being encouraged by others to entertain those options and see what else is out there for yourself, because other people can see that you're not quite content with where you're at, that you're stuck, that you're not feeling comfortable, that you can't provide the way you once could for yourself and for your home. But also it's not just the money, it's the comforts, the creature comforts, right? Taurus energy is about a lot of material stability, but it's also about that tactile comfort within the home, and having that hot cup of cocoa, or having that warm, that warming drink at the end of the day, that scotch at the end of the day, or just a feeling that you have the ability to enjoy the finer things in life that make your home a home and not just a house. And that stuck, stagnant feeling is something that you recognize you're going to have to walk away from, something that's providing you with a security blanket of sorts. You're being encouraged to do this with that Page of Cups there. You're being encouraged to walk away from something that is no longer serving you, and to explore the options around you. Not necessarily Capricorn's greatest strength. The goat is a very powerful symbol, because if we look at the mountain goat, and this is a very common thing to relate to Capricorns to, is the mountain goat, because a mountain goat is very sure-footed and extremely cautious, and it doesn't climb and fall to its death very often. And the reason it doesn't is because it tries to make sure that every step is calculated. It tries to ensure that when it puts its feet down on the next rock, it's not going to crumble beneath its feet, lest you fall to your death, right? So I think that it's difficult for you to step outside of your comfort zone. However, remember, every time you get a new pair of shoes, you're going to have a few blisters before you wear them in. And you can't wear the same shoes forever, right? Yeah. This is also kind of saying to me about dreaming big. It kind of reminds me of Mary Poppins in some weird way. Yeah. But remember, after the Eight of Cups is the Nine of Cups, and you do in the realization of having to walk away from something that would normally provide you with the emotional fulfillment that stability and security of being in the same place forever can bring, is the realization that, yes, of course, you are loving yourself with that respect for your ambition, right? Because Capricorns are absolutely 100% ambitious. And they have to reach for the next big thing, always on a journey of self-improvement, always on a journey of development, professional, personal, what have you. So it does serve you in the present to kind of look forward to what the next biggest thing is, and to take that risk when it is, albeit a calculated risk, still a risk, right? Yeah. What else do we have here? That one almost fell out. I'm not going to tell you what it was. I think you're gaining perspective at this time. Yeah. And it's through the conversations and the encouragement of others. Yeah. Okay, what else? What else do we have here? Tell me more. Capricorn in the present. Okay, Ace of Swords in the reverse. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. So while you have people encouraging you and you understand your stagnancy, you're lying to yourself. There's an Ace of Swords in the reverse. I think it's about you. I don't think it's about somebody else. I think that while you are receiving all of these words of encouragement from others, and recognize that you're kind of stuck in a spot and not moving forward, however slow that you might, you realize there is a realization that you have to walk away from something that would normally serve you, and you're not being truthful with yourself. You think that you have to shy away from the spotlight, and you think that being bold and brash, it shouldn't be the way that you do things, but you understand better that there's dishonesty in this, that you're not being honest with yourself, that, taking the time to be out in the spotlight and to showcase your strengths and to, show where you can be bold and ambitious is actually what you should be doing. You're not giving yourself recognition. You might even be telling people, oh, gee, thank you, when they're giving you these words of encouragement. However, at the same time, you could be kind of saying to yourself, oh, yeah, right. People are just blowing smoke up my ass, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or again, like I was saying, that negative self-talk and those self-limiting beliefs where you see all of these things ahead of you, but you keep on saying that's not for me, or I can't do this, or I'm not capable of that, or, I need to take the high road, or this is too outside of my comfort zone and I couldn't be successful at this and this. I think that this is ultimately the lack of truth that you're being faced with that Ace of Swords in the reverse. We'll see what the other cards say, but I think that's where we're at with this. And I'm very sorry. I mean, some of you probably aren't really looking for a professional read. You're probably looking for a romantic read, but that's what I'm getting from it. Let's see what else. Not being honest with yourself. Tell me more. Yeah, the Star in the reverse. You're not being honest with yourself about your deep-seated wishes and goals, but also about healing of some sort. You need to heal your lack of honesty with yourself about something. The sense that you need to shy away from attention could also be about where you shy away from confrontation. And about balancing the tempering of two things here. I also see, even though it is the Star, you're lying to yourself about following that goal, that long cherished goal. It's almost like you don't think you could do it. You keep on telling yourself, again, this is negative fucking self-talk. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I know what the hell this is about all of a sudden. Yeah. It's like if you could just throw caution to the wind and just do it. Just do it. Don't wait. What song is that? That was a Libra one we did. Thunder by Lana Del Rey. Just do it. Just do it. Don't wait. And it's like you're lying to yourself about your path. You think your path has to be this, this, and this. Or like that star that you once were following, that goal that you believed was always yours. You're lying to yourself and saying that it's not for you. That you have to be quiet and fade into the background. Fucking fade into your Mazzy star. Ha! The star. Hey. But yeah, I feel like that's a huge thing for you here. You have somebody who's trying to push you forward and compel you into action, but you keep on lying to yourself about it. Aquarian energy on that. Double Aquarian energy. I know a lot of people, I actually err on the side of Ace of Swords being a Libra thing because it is Athena's sword. But I know a lot of readers like to speak to Ace of Swords being an Aquarian card. This is about innovation, a lack of innovation, feeling that you just have to stick to the tried and true. If you stick to the tried and true, you'll be good. You don't need to be pioneering. You don't need to be innovative. You don't need to come out with the next big thing. You don't need to take a bow. You don't need to be in the spotlight. You don't need to be the one who seeks attention. You don't need to do something that's big and bold, and you don't need to go after this, and that. The time for doing that is long past and gone, No. You're being dishonest with yourself about it. Tell me more. It's almost like your hopes and goals and wishes and dreams need to be reevaluated or something. That's what you keep telling yourself? That the time for doing that is past and now you just need to, make ends meet? That sounds exciting. What else do we have here? That's definitely not the ambitious, determined side of you. That's for sure. Right? It's not speaking to your nature. So you're not being true to yourself by, engaging in those, that broken record negative shit. So, right? Yeah. There's it's like you feel like you have to be a part of a partnership or get offers or contracts of some sort when you really should be breaking out on your own and taking passionate action, moving forward on your own. That you don't necessarily need to do this with other people. You can do this on your own. Again, it's that pioneering spirit. Who says that you need to have a group of people surrounding you to take you where you need to go? Everybody needs people in their lives, help them with stuff. And everybody needs allies, but at the same time, I think that this is, again, speaking to you don't necessarily need contracts and offers and all these other things. You can break out and you can do something by yourself. This could be entrepreneurial. This is definitely what I kind of feel like here with that Knight of Wands above it. But the time to focus on, this is also inviting you to kind of, connect back with yourself in some way. Oftentimes we ignore this particular interpretation with the Three of Coins. But the Three of Coins is also about the symphony, the perfect symphony in between mind, body, and spirit. And that you do need to connect back up with yourself and really get back in touch with your innate nature. Who are you really? Did you ever need to wait for the approval of friends, for somebody, it's like that saying, ask for forgiveness, not permission. You don't necessarily need to wait for somebody to give you an offer for you to move forward passionately towards something, for you to be determined and ambitious in something. But in the present, there's a contract or an offer that did not come through. And it was something that was supposed to be a beginning of emotional sense. Tell me more. Don't wait. Just do it. Don't wait. Don't wait for somebody to come along and offer you something. Just go out and do what you need to do. You're seeking something, right? But you're looking backwards over what used to be. So what did I say? Yeah, okay, Six of Cups and the Six of Wands. If you follow your deep-seated childhood wishes and goals, the things that you always knew, your passions from back then, this can also be about connections, like a connection that's long-standing with somebody that's very emotional, but has a childlike innocence to it. But I'm really getting, because of the context of the read thus far, this is about childhood wishes and goals, the things that we saw as far off stars that we could follow. Even when the sky was cloudy, we just knew the star was always there and we could just follow the path. It was our inner compass. You will achieve triumph and success. You see that girl's tap dancing with the, in front of people. She's getting the applause, yeah? This is victory, homecoming, triumph, success. You will have success and triumph in the present, and probably applause. You might actually be getting up in front of people for performance reasons, connected to a childhood wish, goal, aspiration, or something that you've always done that you've been quite talented with, that you have a knack for, that you never needed permission to do well with, that you've never needed a contractor, an offer, or some deal to do, but it just always was, that you've lied to yourself about. And you consistently, even in the present, lied to yourself that that's not the path for you. It's something that you have to take a gamble on, or that you consistently feel that you have to take a gamble on. I'm noticing the suits, the clubs, and the spades on that girl's dress. And 2 sixes, sixes, you might be born on the 6th, you might be born on the 12th. But the 6s are about equilibrium oftentimes. It's something that keeps you balanced. Performance art of some sort. But something that, or where you're up in front of people and people often give you kudos or recognition. There is some recognition that you get for something that you're very talented with. But it brings you balance also. In the future for you, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Tell me more. I just saw your card. I just saw the Queen of Pentacles. In the future, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I didn't really mean to do that. Yeah, okay, coming out of self-deception. 8 of Coins in the reverse. Okay, so there is, in the future here, this is normally apprenticeship energy, honing one's craft, working hard at something. One of these options here is something that you don't necessarily have to work as hard at as you thought you did. You might also find that you need to take a break from work, or you're worried. This could also be a concern of yours, that especially with the wheel in the reverse, this could be a concern of yours during of stagnancy, like work isn't happening, or like work will come to a halt for you during either the Sagittarius Capricorn cusp, or during the Gemini Cancer cusp in the future. If you choose one of the options wrongly, I do think this is a fear, though. I think it's an unfounded fear. As if you walk away from something, that you'll be found with nothing, or that it'll be a reversal in fortune for you, or that things will further grind to a halt. It is something that you're being dishonest with yourself about, though. Fixed energy on that wheel there of Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. Again, with the Taurus energy again. I think it's unfounded fear. Your way to one of the options is that you're going to ultimately end up with no work, or that there is no honing of a craft to be had. And there's no work to be done. A reversal in fortune, or a stop, or stagnancy, a further stagnancy again. If you walk away from something, that you may be walking away from something into the ether, into nothing. I think that there's a great deal of dishonesty attached as you're not being honest with yourself about it. And that is further emphasized by the Five of Swords in the reverse, which is self-deception. Being stuck at an impasse, you know, a stalemate again. But it's just further self-deception about following the correct path for yourself, something that you're meant to do. I lied to myself and I didn't follow the path that was meant for me. In the present, you're saying this, the path that I'm meant to follow. It's not my path. That's not what I'm meant to do. That's not what I'm meant to do. That's not who I am. That's not who I'm meant to be. But even in the future, it's almost like this is fear-based. And remember, guys, I'm reading the cards around it too. I think there is a little bit of a caution here about choosing carefully of the options that are presented to you in the present. And to choose wisely. I think anytime that we have a Seven of Cups, it's important to remember that. Not build castles in the sky and not assume that just because you have multiple options that every option is right for you. Yet, at the same time, I think that there's a great deal of fear about being stuck even worse off than you were in the past. But there is coming out of self-deception here. Understanding better about what your path truly is. And being true to yourself. Really embracing that. And understanding how far you've come and where your healing has occurred. You're not granting yourself in the present recognition for how far you've already come. Tell me more. Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Oh, yeah. This isn't just about bringing yourself professional fulfillment, but it's also going to award you with deep personal emotional fulfillment, the zenith of emotional fulfillment. It's going to bring you happiness in your home. I think it's a trickle-down effect because when you're happy with where you are professionally, when you feel that you can provide for others, and when you feel that you can surround them with the things that they love and with things that make them comfortable and with things that provide that warming sense of home, that is a manner of loving people. Whether you're cooking them a beautiful meal or you're surrounding them with those luxurious things, that's also a form of love. And I don't mean gift giving. I mean the way that you care for individuals when they cross your threshold. An alternative meaning here has to do with some deception and that you're deceiving yourself about how far along you could be in a relationship. That you may have thought that something wasn't really beginning in the past where it is. Or where something isn't being renewed or feels stale where it isn't, where it's actually growing quite strongly. That it isn't the path towards something of great promise where it actually is. And that just because there isn't a tangible offer being provided to you right now, it's still everything that you'd always hoped for. And it makes you proud to stand up and take a vow, and you want to show it off. And there's a realization here that you always had this. You've always had this. It's always been yours. What is that saying? You know, you cannot lose what's always been yours. But there's deep emotional fulfillment here with something. Tell me more. Ten of Swords in reverse, yeah. And there's a great deal of healing. With that star in the reverse, the healing and the healing. Coming out of bed of nails, loving you is like a bed of nails. Alt Cooper. The completion of a painful situation, but coming out of it and realizing where there is, it's almost like you finally are at that place of realization of where you finally arrived at something that was so important to you. And where this entire time you had suffered and hadn't recognized along the journey because there was so much negative self-talk. And there's a taking of stock here in the future of how you suffered needlessly during the present and in the past, thinking that things were on the precipice of being over or on the precipice of ruin, or they just weren't as fulfilled with, they weren't as full of promise as you believed. You believed they were full of less promise than they actually were. That you were always following the star path. But you kept on saying that it wasn't panning out the way that you had always envisioned it, so it must not have been for you. Something very dismissive about something that's a very huge goal for you here, something that you hold in high regard and that you love very deeply. That other people in the past have been extremely encouraging of you with. There may have been false starts and moments where you felt stuck and discouraged. There's immense healing here. It's almost as if when you finally get that 10 of Cups, it finally proves all of the pain and fears and all of that stuff. You're vindicated. Thank you. You're vindicated. It's almost as if in Cancer's reading they said fear is a liar. And in a way, you might have Cancer in your chart. Fear is a liar here too. But it's a different fear. It's almost as if you looked for proof along the way of where your path was supposed to lead. And you used all of the most inappropriate things to prove you right in the wrong ways, if that makes sense. Lastly, for you Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I still haven't figured out where your caption's going to be. Okay. So, again, even though this is the case, you're still attempting not to be impulsive. And that's prudent. That's good. You don't necessarily want to take impulsive action towards something. I think that's actually a part of this. It could be that because you haven't engaged in impulsivity, or because somebody else hasn't engaged in impulsivity, it kind of was that proof that you were looking for was the wrong proof. You were looking for impulsivity, but just because the impulsivity doesn't happen in the future, this is a harbinger for you. Gemini energy here. It could be during Gemini season that this is happening. But it's almost as if you've arrived at healing when you can recognize that impulsivity is not the marker of either somebody being the right person or a path being the right path. When you know it's for you, you don't have to act on impulse. You can be responsible with it. And again, you don't have to rush at things. You can take your time. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, it's coming out of self-limiting beliefs and negative self-talk, and out of that mental prison. You're freeing yourself of a mental prison. So I guess it's up to you. Ask yourself and take the time to really understand what is that mental prison for you. What is the path of the star for you? Who belongs on that path with you? And how can you align yourself with your highest good? And where are you looking for proof that things are right for you and wrong for you? And how are you proving yourself right and proving yourself wrong inappropriately? Because oftentimes we will look for signs for things to prove us right and to prove us wrong in the most inappropriate ways, you know? All right, let's get your magnetic poetry. Proof is a pessimist's ammunition sometimes, you know? Just like proof can be an optimist's ammunition. Proof is ammunition, no matter what. But do you need proof? Do you need proof? I just got your caption. Let's see. What's your poetry? By the way, I'm doing this in list form instead of the classic form so that you can write things down and do it the way you think is right. Do you need proof? Oh, the puppy. Okay. That's for you, Caps. I'm so happy to have been here to share with you today. Hit this button if this made sense, or if you like what I do, subscribe also if you aren't already, and we'll see you when we see you next. All right? Okay, bye.